You're 31, sitting down to dinner in a field that used to be a forest and is now completely something else.
The smell hits before you even sit. Rot and pine sap and old blood, thick enough to taste at the back of your throat. Behind you, 20,000 men hang from sharpened poles in careful rows, some still twitching in the wind. Ottoman scouts reach the tree line, stop dead, gag, and turn back before they've even seen the whole field. One of your own men can't keep his meal down beside you. The smell bothers you, you ask, genuinely confused, still chewing? As you enjoy your meal, Mehmed the Conqueror himself turns his entire army around rather than walk through what you built. You just earned your reputation at the dinner table. You're born in 1431 in Sigishwara, in a cold stone room above a blacksmith's forge. You hear the hammer through the floorboards before you can even open your eyes. Your father hangs an iron medallion around your infant neck before your mother's finished swaddling you. A dragon curled into a circle, biting its own tail. Heavy, cold against your skin. You'll wear some version of it your whole life, whether you want to or not. Wait, it gets worse. The same word that names you son of the dragon gets spat back at half the people who ever say it, because in the local tongue, dragon and devil sound close enough that nobody bothers separating them. Your family has held this stretch of land 11 separate times, in 11 separate reigns, and not one of them lasted. Other babies get lullabies. You get an iron collar and a two-empire tug-of-war, with your name already picked for the losing side. Small country, big neighbors. Nobody asked you first. Age 11. Your father's hands are the last Wallachian hands you'll feel for years. He presses your shoulder once, hard, the way you press down on something you're trying to keep from moving. Then, Ottoman guards walk you and 7-year-old Radu onto horses that don't smell like home, riding south into a country that speaks in sounds you don't know yet. Don't worry, you'll learn, an Ottoman tutor tells you within the week, not unkindly, holding out a wooden practice sword. You take it, your palm is still soft, but it won't stay that way. Age 13. You kneel on stone floors for hours, reciting verses in a language that used to be noise and slowly turns into words. Your knees go numb before your mind does. You watch a man executed in the courtyard below your window. Not the act itself, just the sudden silence after. A crowd of hundreds going quiet all at once, and you understand something about power before you understand arithmetic. Radu laughs easily in that same courtyard weeks later, arm slung around a boy who'll one day be sultan. You don't laugh easily, you watch instead. Your brother smiles more, someone tells you gently, like it's a gift you're refusing. You don't need to smile. You need calloused hands, a straight spine, and somewhere to put everything you're learning to swallow. By 15, the bow you draw each morning has worn a permanent groove into your fingers. Some things leave marks you can see. Others take longer to show. 1447. A rider arrives so hard his horse is foaming at the mouth, and before he even dismounts, you know the news is bad enough to kill a horse getting here. Boyars have murdered your father. As for your older brother Mercia, they blinded first with a hot iron, then buried alive, still breathing when the dirt went in over his face. You're 16, you have a throne with nobody sitting in it, and enough enemies you stop trying to count them by name. The Ottomans, the same men who spent years training your sword arm, hand you a small cavalry and a shove toward home. You take the throne, yet 68 days later, you're back on a horse riding the other direction, because 68 days is apparently how long a crown lasts when nobody actually wants you wearing it yet. You'll need better allies, someone tells you flatly, watching you pack. 9 years pass before you try again, gripping the hand of a Hungarian noble whose faction helped kill your father, both of you smiling through teeth that don't mean it. You take the throne back. This time, you keep it. Easter, 1457. You fill a hall with the boyar families who let your father die, feed them well, then ask the oldest ones a single question about how many princes they've buried before you. Wrong answer, and a blade finds them before the plates are cleared, wine still wet on the tablecloth. The ones left standing, children included, you march up a mountain at spear point to rebuild a castle stone by stone, palms splitting open on the rough rock, their fine feast clothes shredding to rags against the stone within weeks.
This is what stability costs, you tell the ones still hauling stone.
Nobody in that hall meets your eyes again after that day. Not for years and maybe not ever. Your name earns its own definition now. Vlad the Impaler. A stake driven at the exact angle that keeps a man alive on it for a day, sometimes two. You learned the angle by watching, by counting the hours yourself, until it's just muscle memory like anything else. Your hands ache most mornings now, calluses splitting and healing over so many times the skin's gone thick and strange in your sword palm. Small price to pay, so far. 2 Ottoman envoys stand in your hall and refuse to remove their turbans, following a custom about baring their heads before rulers. You have your men nail the turbans straight through their skulls instead. Custom kept, heads still covered, both men very dead. Problem solved, on their own terms. Word travels faster than armies. Somewhere in the countryside, you leave a golden cup sitting on the lip of a public well, and it sits there for years untouched, gathering dust and bird droppings and the occasional curious fingerprint that never quite closes around it, because everyone within 50 miles knows exactly what a steak costs against what a cup is worth. You eat well most nights, merchants move safely on your roads, and you are never, not once, seated at the same table as the Hungarian nobles who prop up your throne. You eat separately, always. A small daily reminder of exactly what kind of ally you are. This is the best it gets. You should enjoy the golden cup while it lasts. Mehmed the Conqueror, 1462. An army so big, nobody bothers agreeing on the exact number, just that it doesn't end at any horizon you can see. The ground shakes before you even see them, a rumble that doesn't stop, that keeps building until you realize it's hooves, thousands of them, and the whole horizon has gone dark with moving men. You don't meet it head on. You'd lose, plainly. So instead, you burn your own grain, poison your own wells, and empty village after village ahead of his march, until his soldiers are chewing scorched earth and drinking nothing at all. Let them starve first, you tell your men, then we'll talk about a real fight. June 17th, you lead a small pack of riders straight into the sleeping Ottoman camp, hunting one specific tent in the dark, one specific man, trying to end this whole war with a single blade in the right ribs. Your plan fails. You don't find him. However, you do leave the camp screaming and burning behind you as you vanish back into the trees. Mehmed's own scouts reach your capital days later and find exactly what you left waiting for them. The same field, the same forest of stakes that's going to haunt him for good. He turns his army around. You've won the psychological war. The only problem is, Mehmed doesn't need to beat you himself when your own brother is standing behind him, dressed and ready to sit your throne the moment you're gone. Radu takes it, Ottoman spears at his back. You're the one running now, and the only door left open belongs to Hungary, who locks you inside it the moment you walk through, on the strength of letters you never wrote and can't prove you didn't. 10+ years locked away, first in a cold stone cell, damp stone under your palms. Later, in rooms soft enough you barely notice you're still not free, especially once you kneel for a Catholic priest and marry into the family holding your leash. Nobody cares if you mean any of it. The paperwork just needs to look right. 1476. Hungarian and Moldovan soldiers put you back on a horse heading home, one final time. The saddle leather creaks the same way it did 30 years earlier, riding the other direction as a boy with someone else's hand on the reins. You take the throne again. This time, you hold it 2 months. The same iron medallion your father hung around your neck at birth, dragon curled into a circle, biting its own tail. You've worn some version of it your entire life without once choosing to. 2 months into your third reign, it's still there, cold against your skin, same as always, exactly where it's always been. You're 45, December 1476, somewhere in a frozen field near Bucharest. Cut down mid-battle, or knifed quietly by your own guard, depending which account you believe, and 5 centuries of historians still can't agree. Everyone agrees on one thing. Your head leaves your shoulders and travels to Constantinople alone, so Mehmed can finally see your face gone still and be sure. They say your body went to a small island monastery at Snagov, under a plain stone slab you paid for years earlier. Diggers opened that grave centuries later and found nothing human inside, just dirt and old animal bone. The little chapel you funded still stands on that same island today, stone by stone, exactly where you left it. You spent your whole life making sure enemies could see exactly what happened to their bodies, stake by stake, count by count. Sadly, nobody can even find yours. Vlad kept a small country alive through pure terror, and history flattened it into a vampire story 4 centuries later. Samson tore armies apart with his bare hands and got flattened into a Sunday school lesson about hair. Both men's real, messy horror got simplified into something easier to tell. Click here if you missed him.